What's up, everybody? What's up? What's happening? Welcome to my live. If this is your first time to my live, please hit that like button and please subscribe to my channel. I definitely appreciate it. What's up? Just waiting on more people to come in. So don't forget to hit the like button. Please subscribe as you come in. I appreciate it. It definitely helps that algorithm a lot. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about tonight. There's a lot going on. So I'm going to wait till more people come into the live. Hope everybody's doing okay. What's up, everybody? I see 3 people in so far. All right. Let's get this show on the road. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about tonight. I hope everybody out there had a fantastic week. Hope you had a blessed week. Hope everything went okay. So I'm just going to wait till more people come in the live and then we can get started. I see there's 3 people coming in so far. But I got some concerning things I like to talk about, topics we like to talk about. Marcus, you always there. What's up, G? What's up, brother? What's up, man? Man, I got some stuff to talk about tonight. Woo! Oh my God. Man, oh man. So, okay, we got 5 people in. So I'm going to rock it right now. Let me play my introduction and here we go. Let's start. Let's go. Let's do it.
Tony Rome Live.
What's up, everybody? Sister, how you doing? Sister Antoinette is in the house, too. Good to see you there, sister. How you doing? I talked to our brother this morning. Brother Dennis, he's doing very well. Sister Emma's got you really interested to come on these lives every week. Wow. Sister, it's so good to see you. It's good to see you. Very good. Sosua, Dominican. Yeah, we're going to talk about what's going on in Sosua, Dominican Republic. I never thought you would talk about it due to the fact that you didn't like it. I never said I didn't like it. I just never had really the desire to go there. Colombia has really just taken my heart, you know. It just stole me away. Yeah, so, okay, what we're going to talk about first, we're going to talk about the economic collapse. There's a lot going on with that. And then we're going to get into what's going on in Sosua. I'm going to give you my reason why I think all this is happening over there. I've talked about this before. I don't know if anybody was paying attention about what was going on in Sosua, but I told you it was going to happen. Everything that I predicted is happening as we speak. Okay? It's happening as we speak. I told you Sosua was going to change. You know, but I'm going to give you the reasons why I think that what happened over there happened. But everything comes to an end, though, eventually. Chris, what's up, bro? Chris, it is so good to see you, man. Chris, you the man. This is the man right here, y'all. This is my brother, Chris. Okay, guys, let's jump into it. Okay, the first thing we got to talk about, remember what I told you guys, the big cuts of Medicaid? I told you the deep cuts that Medicaid is going to do for the healthcare industry. Well, the hospitals are very nervous. And then that's another thing, too, we're going to talk about on the next live. Donald Trump just signed a bill into law to merge cryptocurrency with the US dollar. That is huge. Okay, we're not going to talk about it on this live, but we're going to talk about it on the next live. And that is very, extremely concerning. When you attach the dollar to a cryptocurrency called stablecoin, that's what it's called. I don't know if you guys heard anything about that, but I don't really feel safe with cryptocurrency because crypto really don't have any type of intrinsic value to it. It's nothing that you can hold in your hand or something that you can grab or something that you can say that you have. It's all digital. But we're going to talk about that later. But here's some of the things that are happening in the healthcare industry with the cuts of Medicare. And then after that, we're going to talk about women over 50 cannot find a job. The industry is really hurting older people. They cannot find a job. Women that gets laid off in their 50s or in their 60s, they are finding it very difficult to find employment. Okay? So let's jump into this hospital thing right now. Then we're going to talk about what's going on with the women over 50. And then we're going to jump into the travel spaces of what's going on in Sosua. Here we go.
Here with the Director of Reimbursement for the Citizens Memorial Hospital System in southwestern Missouri, Tim Walters. Tim Walters, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
So tell us about your hospital system, Citizens Memorial. How big of an area do you serve, and what's the makeup of your patient population?
So we serve about a 7-county area in southwestern Missouri, around 100,000 population, and roughly 55% of our patients are Medicare, 15% are Medicaid, and several more that are VA or uninsured. So about 77% of our patients are either government or uninsured. So that's a very heavy government payer mix. That's why we're very sensitive to any cuts to that
We're going to
Medicare
talk about it on the next slide.
So if the proposed Medicaid cuts go through, how serious would the impact be on your hospital system?
What's in the Senate Finance bill would probably cut about $3 million per year of funding for our hospital, which would be coming right off our bottom line when we tend to operate right at break even. So we would have to find a way to make up for those cuts. It's hard to cut expenses at this point, so curtailing services, trying to figure out a way to make up for those cuts would be very difficult for us.
Do you worry that rural hospitals like yours might have to shut your doors?
It's a possibility. I mean, we're hoping we'd be able to weather that kind of a cut, but we're not positive. We would certainly cut some services first before we would, hopefully get to the hospital itself, and we'd hopefully be able to withstand that. But a dozen Missouri hospitals have closed in the past decade, and I feel very, very confidently that there'll be several more that would close in the light of those kind of cuts.
And what's that mean for patient care?
Well, just be further distances they'd be traveling. They'd be, right now we're about 40 minutes from the nearest urban area. And with our 7-county service area, we got patients traveling over an hour just to see us, much less to go on to urban areas. So further out in rural Missouri, if those hospitals close, there's going to be that much further to travel to access care.
Missouri Senator Eric Schmidt said recently, this is a quote, "The only people that would lose coverage under Medicaid are illegal immigrants and people who don't qualify or people who choose not to work."
What's up, James?
From your vantage point, how big of a problem is fraud in the Medicaid system?
We just don't see that in our patient mix. I mean, most of our patients are working, for example. I mean, I'm sure there are some that are not, but in most cases, because they have underlying health conditions or they're taking care of young children or they're elderly. And so we don't see that as a big issue in our area. So yeah, that's just not what we are experiencing.
As you mentioned, rural hospitals already operate on razor-thin margins. Is there any capacity, any cushion to absorb potential cuts?
That's the problem. We really don't have that much cushion. As I mentioned, with 77% of our patients being government, the only way we could raise rates is on that minor population of 23% of our patients that are commercial.
It's over.
And we don't even have, as a small rural hospital, we don't have the clout to negotiate better rates anyway from them. So the only way we can make up for it is to cut expenses, and which may mean cutting services. And that hurts all patients, not just Medicaid patients. So.
You've been speaking with lawmakers while you've been here in the D.C. area. What's the message that you're taking, and how is it being received?
The message is simply, Medicaid is a key part of what we need to operate on, and we just don't need further cuts in rural hospitals in particular. We live on a very thin margin, and so trying to support that care is something we vitally need Congress to do, is continue to support rural hospitals.
Tim Walters with the Citizens Memorial Hospital System in southwestern Missouri. Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you guys about the Medicaid cuts. It's going to be nasty. So let me ask you a question. What are all these people going to do without insurance? You know how expensive medical care is, because I work in that industry. So when you have hospitals closing, people can't get their prescription drugs, people have to go way out of their way to get to a hospital, what you going to do? What are you going to do? Let me see. Happy Sue. Yeah. How you doing on that? Yeah, it's over with Sosua. Yeah, it's over. Yep. You probably need to go to Punta Cana or something like that. That's the only way I can tell you that Sosua is definitely over. But we're going to talk about that. Let's see. Kicking the door in Sosua, acting like they're shutting down a criminal organization. That's wild and crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty intense. It's pretty intense. But I've seen this coming though. I've been telling y'all about, like I said, we're gonna get into the Sosua thing, but I just want to give you guys what's going on in the economic collapse, about healthcare and about your job. The incidents happening in Sosua, Colombia, and other countries show that the nigger mentality is not what. No, it's not, and not even in Thailand too. And it's getting bad in Cartagena. They are actually frisking people as they walk. Black men. They are frisking them. But I seen the problem when I was there the last time in Medellin, about how our welcome is, we're really not that welcome like we used to be. Back in the day before the passport bro, back in the day when I was going, when you go down there, they would practically hug you when you walk through the immigration office. When you go through that immigration, people will come up and talk to you. So, oh my God, you're from the United States. Oh, wow, that's there was like, really glad to see you. But now it's like, oh, it's you again, So, yeah, that's they don't care for us that much like they used to. Because I told you about the bad content that was put on Facebook, the bad content that's been on Instagram. And Gustavo Petro, the president of Colombia, watches YouTube. The president of the Dominican Republic watches YouTube. And when people put that nasty, crappy content on YouTube, it makes us all look bad. No Name, I want to welcome you, man. Man, it's so good to have you. You must be new. I never seen you before. So I like to welcome all new subscribers and people, that just came here. I like to give you a shout out, brother, and give you a share. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Let's give him another cheer. Mr. No Name. All right. Okay, welcome. Glad to see you here, man. Good to see you. Yeah, but I've been saying it for a while that things was going to get real crazy in the Dominican Republic about the passport bro situation. Let me see. Let's see here. Lost my music there. Let me see. What happened to my music? It disappeared. Let me see. Happened just a second here. I lost my music. No, that's not it. Oh my God. I can't find my music. It disappeared. Let me see. Just 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Where did it go? This one. No, that's not it. Oh my God. I can't find my music. Let me see. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's see. Okay, we got a lot. Let's see. We are all on the major crossroads. Yeah, I see that already. Let me see. They're kicking in doors in Sosua, acting like they're shutting down a criminal organization. That's wild. Yeah, they're really serious about getting rid of the working girls in Sosua. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. I got some video about that. I'm gonna show you guys some video I got on that. This incident that happened in Sosua, yeah, Colombian, other countries showed that. Yeah, we did that one already. I want my job to lay me off so I can collect unemployment, so I can't think about the rest of my life. Things get ready to change, brother. This country is getting ready to change, especially when it comes to Medicare. So that means a lot of hospitals are going to be closing. Extended care facilities will be getting closed. So what are they going to do? What those people going to do? Just imagine if you had a medical emergency, right? And you had to get to a hospital, but the hospital that you usually go to is closed. So you have to go to a hospital that's far out. That's what's going to happen to a lot of people. And a lot of people can probably basically, it all depends on the emergency. People can pass away on their route to the hospital.
They serve.
CBS News Chicago investigator Megan Hickey spoke with the hospital's CEO, and it sounds like she was really warning about the impact this will have on kids with disabilities and other complex cases.
Right, Joe and Marie, the CEO of La Rabida Children's Hospital tells me 9 out of 10 kids rely on Medicaid for their treatment. And if La Rabida isn't able to care for these kids, then many of them would have to take up beds in pediatric or neonatal intensive care units across our area. Every year, La Rabida Children's Hospital serves about 9,000 kids.
It's a hospital that helps kids sail through waters of healing and hope.
Living with complex conditions, disabilities, and chronic illnesses.
Bye, Francesco!
About 90% of these kids rely on Medicaid, the joint federal and state program that helps cover medical costs.
Yeah, a lot of people
But a
die.
budget resolution
The resolution is adopted.
passed by House Republicans last
What's up,
week
Bruce?
could
Him too?
jeopardize that coverage, instructing the committee that oversees Medicaid to identify at least $880 billion in mandatory spending cuts over the next 10 years. Democratic lawmakers say it would likely strip coverage for more than 700,000 Illinois residents.
We have to be able to figure out how do we continue to deliver care.
President
Social
and
Security,
CEO Rolla
goodbye.
Swice tells us 19% of the households in their primary service area are below the poverty level, and any cuts to Medicaid would impact eligibility for their patients and may reduce already low payment rates for providers.
The patients that we have here on the inpatient side would end up taking up beds in the PICUs or the NICUs at all the other children's hospitals, which then would limit access for other patients and then would prolong emergency department visits.
It's not just La Rabida.
Matter of fact, I got a report that they said that Social Security can become insolvent in 2030 because they don't have enough people. They say they don't have enough people that are paying into the system. So you're 49 years old. Let me see. You could draw like me. I'm 60. I'll be 61 this year. Next year I'll be 62. 62 is the minimum age that you can draw Social Security. 62. But to get your full benefits, you have to be 67 to get your full benefits of Social Security. Okay. But what I'm hearing is that Social Security is running out. because there's more people going into retirement than there are people that are paying into the system. Yeah. So you'll be 50 next year. You still have 12 years to go before you'll be eligible for. James, I hope I'm not trying to bust your bubble, man. I don't mean to be negative, but brother, you better look towards some other stuff to help supplement your retirement. That's why I do these. This is why I do these lives. Okay? That's why I bring you guys very important. We're going to get into the Sosua stuff in a minute, but the economic collapse, I think, is very important because things are changing, man. When they was talking about the Epstein files, Trump and the Epstein files and stuff, everybody was talking about that. Before you know it, they slipped in another bill and they passed it on the cryptocurrency bill. Nobody was talking about that. I was like, wait a minute, where did this come from? Trump just signed a bill to basically integrate the dollar with a cryptocurrency called stablecoin. Say stablecoin? Where did that come from? But we're always talking about all the other stuff about what's going on with Jeff Epstein. What's up, Joseph? What's up, brother? What's up? Yeah, Chris. Yeah, many older folks on their way to their retirement, to be moved overseas. Otherwise, they will be working until they are 70. And that's assuming if they can get a job at that age. We're going to talk about that because there are people all over America that's over 50 that cannot find work. But this healthcare with the hospitals, this is serious. If you don't have health, you know how much, let me tell you this. If you go into a hospital right now and you break your leg, okay, you have an accident, because I work in this industry. And they say they have to do an X-fix or something like that, or a hip replacement or something like that. God forbid that you get into an accident and that happened to you. You know how much just the surgery by itself costs? You're talking about $60,000. And then you're not talking about the hospitalization. That's more few $1,000s added on to that. And then you got to tag in the rehab that you have to go through because you have to learn how to walk again. And then they have to give you the medication and the IVs and the anesthesia and all that stuff. So you're looking at like $80,000. Who has $80,000 in their bank account that they can pay a hospital to do a hip replacement? I work for public schools. Public schools are running out. Yep, they're running out of money, man. It's getting ready to get nasty out here. Epstein thinking it's a smoking screen that doesn't affect the average American. You know what? I don't even care anything about that Epstein stuff. You know what I'm saying? I know that's not but a bunch of, politics and stuff involved in that. But what's that going to do for you? What is known about Jeff Epstein is going to do for your situation and what you're going through every day. And when you lose your job and when you don't have health care. So the Chicago school system was cutting 1,500 jobs since they blew the budget on illegal immigrants. Yep. And guess what? Trump is rounding up the immigrants too. They're getting ready to deport 300,000 people. He's getting ready to deport 300,000 people.
Beta.
A large portion of our patients here depend on Medicaid.
IU Health's chief medical officer warned that cuts to Medicaid could cause them to close their doors. About 59% of their inpatient population relies on the coverage for care, including preventative care.
Medicaid is the single largest payer for mental health services in the United States.
You're going to have
Approximately
a lot
1
of
in
people
4
with mental health
Illinoisans are
walking the
covered by
streets.
Medicaid. 1.4 million of them are children. Both hospitals hope the most vulnerable populations are considered moving forward.
I do hope as a state we'll be able to have a strategy to be able to address that if there are going to be cuts. So we'll see.
And President Donald Trump and other Republican lawmakers have pledged that the focus of the cuts will be to root out fraud. And Joe and Marie, they still have to craft a separate bill that lays out what specific programs should get cut. So we'll stay tuned.
We'll see, as they said in the story there.
Yeah.
Thanks, Megan.
Yeah, that's what they say. They say that it's for, to get illegal immigrants off the Medicaid. Probably so. And then they say, we try to prevent a lot of fraud and waste and everything on Medicaid and stuff. Yep, but that's not the real reason, because they said, okay, let me tell you this. They said that, this is what they said at the beginning of his campaign. He said they were only interested in deporting criminals, okay, out of the country, okay, which I understand. If you're here illegally and you're a criminal, you should be deported. Okay, I understand that. But that's what they said. But guess what? They're not just the majority of the people that's getting deported out of this country are not criminals. Most of them are not criminals. Most of these people, they find them on their jobs. They're getting them right when they walking their dog. I got an article the other day. A 57-year-old woman. A 57-year-old woman was approached by ICE. She was watering her grass in her yard. And she was in this country all of her mostly life. 57 years. She was like in her late 60s, going to 70 years old. And ICE grabbed her. And they detain her, and they're going to deport her. That's crazy, but this person has no criminal history. You see what I'm saying? So they say one thing, they say, oh yeah, we're just going after the criminals. We're just going after the criminals. No, they're getting everybody. If you are here in this country illegally, ICE is going to find you. And guess what else I found out? The information of the people that are on Medicaid are being shared with ICE. So they have your Medicaid. If you are on Medicaid, they have your Medicaid information. So when they say one thing, yeah, they may do that one thing, but it's just not that thing. So you're going to have a lot of people walking around without health care insurance, and you're going to have a lot of mental ill people walking the street without medical insurance. But this is another thing that are affecting older Americans, women over 50. Women over 50 and 60 said they're having a hard time finding employment. So they've been kicked out of the workforce, but they're too young to get Social Security because they're in their 50s, and you have to be 62 to be eligible for Social Security. Let me tell you this, if you are 62 and you get your Social Security, they only give you 70% of it. Ben Flores, what's up? What's up, brother? What's up, good brother? Man, it's good to have new people here. I see some new people here. Man, welcome everybody. Welcome. Good to have you, man. Good to have, I seen like 3 new people here on the live tonight. That's good to see you, man. Yeah, there will be Sosua for a big Halloween event that goes every year. Well, we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen, Sosua. We get ready to jump into that right now. And I'm getting ready to give you all the lowdown. What the heck is going on in Sosua? But only thing I can tell you, I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. So we get ready to jump into this next subject, and then after this, we going over into the Sosua situation because we got a lot to talk about on that. Now, this is the thing. This is a situation that's happening to Americans all over, all across the country. People are losing their jobs. You know, we got multiple layoffs that's happening by the thousands of people getting laid off. But the older people is really catching hell. Check this out.
There that are jobless and finding it impossible to find a job. Or is it just us? My husband and I have been out of work and we've been doing side hustles, but it's barely keeping us afloat. And come this next month, all savings is depleted. It won't keep us afloat. It's just freaking scary. Nothing prepared us for this. To be in our 50s and wondering how the heck we're going to survive.
Gen X, is anyone else unemployed right now, or is it just me? I didn't expect to be out of work this long.
It's been a
You ever lose your job at 50 and think, I should have been a rich auntie by now, you know? I didn't think that I would be in a position at 50 years old and be unemployed.
I had a down day yesterday after receiving 4 more rejection emails. It's more competitive out there than I've ever seen in my life in the job market. To apply to a job and you're 1 against 100, I know that I've never ever had that kind of competition in my life.
Gen X, is anyone else unemployed right now, or is it just me? I genuinely debated not making this video. In fact, I didn't want to, for a couple of different reasons. Number one, I didn't expect to be out of work this long.
It's been a year.
It's been longer than a year. And this has never happened before. Not counting grad school yet, no. Correction, I was laid off from my very first job, and that was actually, ironically enough, the last time I was ever laid off. But that was easy. I just moved back in with my parents. It was no big deal. But among the many things that this time has taught me is that things that were really cute and understandable when you were 25 aren't that cute when you're getting closer to 50. At 25, you have all these people to commiserate with because everybody else is kind of in the same boat. They're either unemployed, underemployed, or they're just starting out in their careers and they're not quite sure where they're going yet. My peers are CEOs, or they own their own businesses, or they have thriving careers. They're grown-ups. And at this age, they lead with either what do you do for a living, or some of us are in Gen X are even retired now. Seriously, some of the groups and people I've been hanging out with are retirees because these are the only other people in my age bracket that aren't currently working. I'm laughing because I don't like crying on the internet. I just need to know, is anybody else out here? Is anyone else in Gen X who is also experiencing this job market and has been unemployed for any length of time, and you are going out of your mind?
You see that? This is what I'm sharing with you all is happening across the country. You got people, you got thousands and thousands of people who are losing their jobs. And then you have AI, which is eliminating the Gen X jobs, the people that, that do the computers like Microsoft and Silicon Valley. You have over 300,000 of them losing their jobs or have lost their jobs. Let me see, Bruce, he wrote something here, I'm sorry. He said immigrants were paying into Social Security and helping stay solid. They got no bill. Yep, that's what, you know what, Bruce? I talked to someone about that. They actually, what's really sad about some of these immigrants, I'm not saying everybody, but majority of them, and most of y'all are going to disagree. You have people that have been paying into the system all of their lives. So what's happening is you have parents for a long time ago that have brought their kids over to America illegally. Okay? So they assimilated the American culture. They've been here for years and years. They got a job. They got a Social Security. They got their Social Security, and they have a green card. Okay? And they became a permanent resident. But now what I'm finding out is that if you came over here, if your parents came over here illegally and you wasn't born here, then basically you're here in the country illegally. So what they do is they terminate your green card. So all these years that you've been paying into the system, you lose everything. And you get deported. So you basically leave here with nothing. And that's pretty sad. But you have people all over America right now are losing their jobs, can't find work. So let me ask you a question. Where are these people going to go? Where are they going to go? How are they going to pay their rent? You see what I'm saying? Because unemployment benefits only lasts for a certain amount of time. So these people here are saying that these women over 50 said they are competing against the younger people. And even the younger people is having a hard time finding a job. They can't find anything. They can't find a job. So you're going to have a lot of people unemployed. All right, so we're going to jump over to what's going on in the travel space now, what's going on in Sosua. And let me tell you something, man. The good old days in Sosua is gone. It is gone.
Tarjeta de crédito, ya tú sabes. Miren cómo están, miren, le están echando gas pimienta a las mujeres. Esto es un atropello y un abuso que están cometiendo aquí.
Mire, yo traigo el celular y de todo.
¡Se armó, se armó! ¡Qué Jesús! ¡Iri! Dios mío, Señor.
Yep, there you go, man. They are cleaning up Sosua. They are cleaning up Sosua. The paradise for the passport bros are over. Let's say we just talked about maybe not to give people here illegal green cards. Yeah, but I'm talking about, there's some people that came over here with their parents. You know what I'm saying? So what I believe, Arizona, I see what you're saying. Now I do believe if you are in the country illegally, you should be deported, because they would do the same thing to you if you go to another country. Like if you go to Thailand or if you go to Colombia, they would do the same thing. They would deport you. Okay, this goes on in every country. But the problem is you have people that were born here. You got people that were born, well, no, they came over here as kids. Okay? They wasn't born in the country, because I think according to the Constitution, if a person comes across the border and if a woman has a baby in the United States, then automatically that child becomes American citizen. But you have some that have came over here as kids and they assimilated into the American culture, but later on found out that they came over here as a child, and they came over here illegally. So they kind of voice out everything that they did. But one thing I do believe, Arizona, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I believe in compromising. I believe in compromising, because the Bible says, this is the Bible, blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you're in this country illegally and you are committing crimes here, yes, you should be deported. I agree with them on that. I agree with Trump on that. But like I told you, the 57-year-old grandma that been here for 57 years, there was a guy, also, I got a report, there was a guy a chiropractor. He had his own practice. Okay? He was dropping off his daughter at school. And ICE came and arrested him in front of his kid and took him away. Paradise is getting exposed. Yeah, let's see. Boy, here, they ain't take you away, boy. They can't take you away. They came here, but they weren't out here. Okay. Let's see. If the parents would have been deported, then the kids wouldn't have this problem. Yeah, I know. Let's say if the parents would have been deported, then the kids wouldn't have this problem. Yeah, but the kids would eventually got deported too because they came over here illegally. When you come over here as kids and you don't go through the process the right way, you know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, that was really lenient about the illegals coming over here. But now we got laws now, even more stringent laws against immigration. So also what used to be legal today may not be legal tomorrow. So the true Paradise Getaway is not exposed. You have to do things legal. If you do not do things, they will go to jail. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I told you guys, here goes Sosua. Those are the mangoes in Sosua. This is over. This is over. This is the paradise that the passport bros used to talk about all the time. This is Sosua. I'm going to tell you what was the fault of Sosua. I'm going to tell you. And most of y'all is not going to agree with me what I'm getting ready to tell you. But I'm going to tell you anyway. Legally. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. If it ain't gatekeeping, the less exciting it gets. Yeah. Okay, let me ask you guys a question. I heard that Sosua was really a paradise 20 to 10 years ago. Yes, it was. The mangoes would just go digital and onto more dating sites and social media. Yeah, they would adapt, but Sosua would never be the same though. But they're cracking down everywhere, not just here. Not just as, in the Dominican Republic, but they doing this in Thailand. They doing this in Cartagena. They doing this everywhere. So this just not just Sosua. There's an awakening that's happening. But I'm gonna tell you what led to the fall of Sosua. I'm gonna tell you what the passport bro fall with Sosua, when it all started, when things start going down here. Okay, let me explain it to y'all. The parents should be more responsible knowing that this can happen instead of feeling entitled. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Arizona, but you know, people from like countries like Mexico and Nicaragua and all those countries, they are very poor. And I know what you mean about doing things the right way, doing things the legal way. I agree with you on that, you know. But a lot of them came over here just because they needed an opportunity. They needed the opportunity to work. They needed the opportunity to take care of their families. You know what I'm saying? So they did what they thought was best, even though it wasn't probably the best situation. But many things are over across the world because so these they call passport bros. Yeah, absolutely. But let me tell you, years ago, what I think that's causing the problem in Colombia and Cartagena and this is spreading the time, and even in the Philippines too, because they're making it against the law to film. Because too many people was going into the wrong places, filming working girls, and they post that bullshit on social media. That's the problem. Okay, let me ask you guys a question. This is a gold coin right here, right? Listen to me. Listen to me what I'm getting ready to tell y'all. Let's say if I was walking in my backyard and I stumble on some gold coins, right? I find another one. Then I find another one. Then I realize that I have a gold mine in my backyard. Okay, I'm like, wow, look at all this gold. I just stumbled on a gold mine. Do you think I'll be stupid enough? Do you think I will be stupid enough to get on social media and say, hey, y'all, look, I found me some gold and it's in my backyard. Come on down to such and such place, man. We could get some gold. Check this gold nugget out. Look what I just found. You know how many people would be in my backyard? You know how many people will rush to come here to try to get some gold? I put it on Instagram. I put it on Facebook. I put it on YouTube. Say, come to such and such a place. Come here in Detroit. There's a place where there's gold. Look what I found. There's gold. Same thing. When the passport bros and all of them found out about Sosua, like, wow, look at all these beautiful women. They couldn't keep their freaking mouth shut. They couldn't keep their freaking mouth shut. Talking about, oh wow, these mangoes, they don't cost that much. Yeah, I met me one for $30. Yeah, man, come on down to Sosua. Come on down, yeah. Come on down. Yeah, there's a lot of mangoes walking around. They posted that stuff. And you know what? I used to reach out to people. I used to reach out to these people. I said, bro, you gotta watch what you're putting on social media. Because you got the president of the Dominican Republic that watch these videos. You got Gustavo Petro in Colombia that watch these videos. You got the president of Brazil that watch these videos. Yes, they do. They watch social media. And if you on there talking about how easy their girls are, how much they cost, and exploiting working girls, they don't like that. They don't like that. And then you have more, and then when they kept putting this stuff online, then you have more people start going to Sosua. Then more people start going to Sosua. More people start going to the Dominican Republic. And then you got the wrong type of people start going down there. Hopefully the illegals have been here to send back money back to their home country, buy houses for their family members. Yeah, it's called remittances. That's what they do. It's called remittances. When they take money, when they make money here, they send their money back home. That's what they do. It's called remittances. But now Trump has stopped all that. But I'm going to be honest with you. I know, Arizona, you're probably not going to agree with me what I'm getting ready to tell you. But this is going to hurt America in the long run. Because those illegals, even though they were illegals, but most of them were working and paying into the system. If you put on the media, that means you try to flex the people you want. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why don't you even want people to know about that? And why? That's what I'm saying. They were putting stuff on. Like one time I was watching Facebook. Okay. There was a group that I was involved with. It was It wasn't a Passport Bro group, but it was a group that, that talked about traveling and things like that. I'm not going to mention the name because I don't want to seem like I'm trolling anybody. But there was a guy, I never will forget this. He was at a hotel with some working girls. Okay, on an elevator. And he was just groping and just touching her and, putting his hands all over her. I'm saying, what the hell is he doing? And he was filming this stuff. I say, have you lost your freaking mind? He was in Medellin and had a working girl. He was on his way up to the room. And he was filming all the stuff that he was doing to her. I said, you lost your damn mind. And I say, do you know that these people watch these videos? Do you know that the president of Colombia watch these videos? Watch social media? Yes. Promoting trafficking, yes. Yes, they call it trafficking. And Colombia is cracking down on us. Matter of fact, there was a guy that was in Cartagena. He said they are focusing on black men. When they see you, just like what they used to do here in New York. You remember Stop and Frisk? They are doing the same thing in Cartagena. They see you walking with a girl, they're going to stop you and they're going to frisk you. If you promote it on video and give prices, you can. Yeah, they was giving prices. Oh, man, guess what, dog? I met a girl in Sapanita. Man, she was only $60, man. No, man, don't go for the girls. Don't talk to the Colombians. Get the Venezuelan girls. They only $30. And they was having these conversations on social media about getting deals on working girls. And here you go. Here you have it. Look what's happened to Sosua. See this stuff that you see now? All this is gone. See all these working girls here? You ain't gonna see that no more. That's over since Sosua. You can kiss that dream goodbye. And then I'm hearing other people talking about, well, we need to find another place to go. Really? Joe Smith, how you doing? I know. You know what? Hey, Joe, yeah, that music they're playing is based on the economic collapse. That's why. Because what I talk about is so deep. You know what I'm saying? So let me tell you a little bit about this channel. On this channel, I give a perspective on everything, on economics, everything. You know what I'm saying? So I know that the sound is a little bit kind of mysterious. Because guess what, Joe? We live in mysterious times. So how you doing, Joe? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel, man. I like to welcome. I'm getting a lot of new people here on the channel, man. Wow. It's good to see everybody, man. Yeah, guys, this channel, like I said, I just don't talk about, I know a lot of us are in the travel space and we travel, but I cover geopolitics, I cover geoeconomics, and I talk about some really, serious problems that as Americans that we're going to be facing. Where I am now, I am finding gold coins for less than the price of a cheap one. Take one. Probably don't even know where I go. I am telling anyone where I go. Nope. I have to see. Let me say, I have yet to see a foreigner here. Yeah, that's the best. That's the best thing to do, man. Let me see. Maybe I could just turn the music down just a tad bit. Just 1 second. Okay, I turned it down a little bit. Let me see what Arizona say. RTC, it is so good to have you on my live, sir. Wow, we got 20 people on the live, 21. I have never really had these many people. It is so great to see all these many people. All right. You're right, Tony. You got out of the hand. These places, the government has to respond. Yeah, the government's going. They're going to respond sooner or later. They're going to respond sooner or later, and they are responding. Matter of fact, Thailand changed their whole visa program, and they say it was the reason why they did it is because of bad tourism. And the last time I went to Colombia, when I went to Medellin, my last visit, you know what they said about us? And I'm not saying it's all of the passport bros. I'm not saying that. But they said that they called it trash tourism. Trash tourism. They say they don't want those type of people in their country. The people that come down there for working girls and exploiting the women and all that type of stuff. They say they don't want those type of. This is what the Colombians told me personally. They said, we don't want you in our country. We don't want this in our country. So I'm down there telling, I said, well, we all not like that. I come down, I like the culture, I like the food, I like the people. I like going to the parks down there. I love talking to the beautiful girls. Yeah, I talk to the beautiful girls. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Some of them are working girls. Some of them are working girls I talk to. And we're still friends today. I talk to them every day. They have a lot of respect for me. And guess what? They keep me out of trouble. They tell me, if they really like you, let me tell you something. If those women, if they really like you and they see that you really care for them, they tell you what to do. They tell you what not to do. You know what I'm saying? Like one time, I was getting ready to go out to Provenza one time. I was going to do some YouTube content, right? I had my camera in my hand. And they came back to me and they told me, when I was getting ready to go out the door, they said, you shouldn't leave right now. I said, why? They say that the police is doing mass arrests out there. So if they see you, there's a possibility they may try to arrest you. So it'd be better if you stayed in the hotel tonight. So I listened to what they said. I stayed in the hotel. I didn't go anywhere. Let's see. Actually, sex trafficking. Yep. Let's see. But what I heard, most women in Sosua don't like to be. No, they don't like to be filmed. Matter of fact, you remember that guy? Who was his name? That was with Austin Holloman. That guy that used to be with him. What's the name of that YouTuber? He got into a lot of trouble for filming girls down there. What's his name? Can somebody remind me his name? He used to have his own YouTube channel too. What's his name? What's that guy's name? Chris, what's his name? The guy that used to be with Austin Hollister. Floyd, yeah, Floyd. Yeah, Floyd got into a lot of trouble. They didn't want, he was filming girls in Sosua, and I think he was in Santo Domingo, if I'm not mistaken, and they didn't like that. They told him to turn the damn camera off. And they don't like it in Colombia either. And they're making it against the law in Thailand, not Thailand, but in the Philippines, I heard. If they catch you walking around with a camera filming people, they will put you in jail. Because people are putting bad content on YouTube. And that's why the trash tourism, because people with no respect engaging in sex trafficking and stuff. Yeah. And then on top of that, you had people going down there messing with minors in Colombia. There was a guy that they arrested him. They arrested him and they let him go. But they realized they made a mistake when they let him go. Right? They made a mistake when they let him go. So Colombia said that they wanted to extradite him back they want the United States to extradite him back to Colombia so he can face charges for ass trafficking. Yeah, that was Floyd. Yep, that was Floyd. Say the Pokies, yeah, it's gone. It's over. Sosua, you could kiss that goodbye. You could kiss Sosua goodbye. Yep. I told him, but I reached out to people. I went on their Instagram and Facebook pages. I say, man, if I were you, I wouldn't be putting that content on there. They're gonna say that. Girls twerking and all that stuff, at the club and all that type of stuff. Now, to me, that's nothing wrong. I don't think there's nothing wrong. Cornwell and Live, what's up, brother? Welcome. I got a lot of new people here today, boy. Wow, lots of new people. I'm glad to see everybody, man. Thanks for stopping by. Did y'all know that the guy Floyd was arrested? Yeah, he got arrested. Yeah, he got arrested. Hey, make sure y'all hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel your first time. Yeah, and if y'all want to, y'all can leave a love offering too. I really appreciate it. Something I need to tell you guys. I just found out that StreamYard has went up on their subscription. They went up from $24 a month. Now it's $44 a month to use the StreamYard. So I really appreciate it, man. If y'all want to help me out a little bit on the cost of this and everything, my channel is monetized now. So Super Chat would be very helpful. Things are getting really expensive. I like to keep bringing this content to you, bring you all stuff that's happening around the world. I still got a lot of stuff for you guys, especially next week. We're going to talk about some really serious stuff that's going on. And we're going to talk about more about that cryptocurrency what Trump just signed into law, But I definitely appreciate it, man. All the help and support, I could appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, sex trafficking. Wow, people are going to Colombia to mess with my... Yeah. Yep, they caught the guy. They caught him. Yep, they arrested him, but they let him go because they really didn't have nothing to stick on him. But when they did more of an investigation, they found him. Matter of fact, let me see if I still got that video. Hold on for 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Let me show you that video. Hold on. Let me see if I still got it, where it's available. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I got it. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. 1 second, guys. Let me see if I can find that video for y'all. Hold on 1 second. Let's see if I can find it. Give me 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Oh man, I can't find it right now, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what I did with it. Let me see. Wait a minute, hold on. I think I got it. Wait a minute, hold on for 1 second. 1 second. Let me see if I still got it. Where is that video? No, I don't have it right now. But I'll bring it to next time. I'll get for you guys next time. Let's see. Remember, Tony, the consent is age 14. Unless the minors were young. Yeah, they were younger than 14. They were younger. And you know what? Just because they're 14, that's still against the law here. Because we do have a law that if a person, if American goes into another country and participate in S trafficking, they could be charged here also. They also could be charged here. Yep, they also could be charged here. But the guy that did it, he went. He got away. He accidentally got away. And then the Colombian government got in touch with our government and said that they want him extradited back. Yeah, that was Floyd got arrested. Yes, he did. Yep, he got arrested. Yeah, that was Floyd that got those girls angry. Hallelujah. Yeah, San Jose, what's up? Do tourism in South and East Dominican Republic, not so much in the North, but I'm heading north now. Thank God. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even want females under 21, no matter the age, because it's sin. Yeah, you don't want no young girls, man. You don't want that. You do not want that. You do not want to get in trouble with child X trafficking. You don't want that. You do not want that. Matter of fact, I talked to one in Colombia. I was at a hotel, and I was talking to one of the manager of the hotel, and he said that he's seen foreigners come down there, and they engage into that buffoonery like that. And he said he watched the cops go right up into the elevator, into the room, and arrest them. And he said if you get caught down in Colombia for S trafficking minors or anything like that, they say they will give you 25 to 30 years in a Colombian prison. And let me tell you something. Let me ask you a question. How many Star Trek fans we have on this live? Star Trek. I am a Star Trek fanatic. I don't like the new Star Trek. You know, the one they got on CBS. I think Gene Roddenberry would be turning in his grave if you know how they messed up Star Trek. I'm talking about Captain Kirk and Spock and Next Generation. Well, anyway, there is a place down there in Star Trek. It's a Klingon moon called Rua Pente. There was an episode I watched when Captain Kirk and Spock, and Dr. McCoy was on a tribunal at a Klingon court, and they were sentenced to Rua Pente, which is the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst place to be. It's actually like hell on earth. That's what it is. Okay. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, that prison in Bogota, I can't remember the name of it. That's where they will take you. They say that place is so bad until most people unalive themselves before they get to the prison. Arizona, thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the super chat, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate those super chats, man. I really thank you for the super chats. Thank you. Thank you. You are the best, man. This really helps the channel, guys. So like I said, StreamYard increased it. See, this is this platform that I'm using, what I got you guys on right now, it's called StreamYard. And I could start doing lives just with YouTube by itself, but it doesn't give me all these options, this platform like StreamYard does. But unfortunately, they went up on their price. It's like $44 a month from $24 a month. That is crazy. Yeah, definitely, Marcus. Yeah. Let me see. Marcus brand is okay. Oh, well live. Thank you. Let's see, Marcus there. Everything's up. Minus is up 7. You shouldn't even be messing with us. Oh, come on. Man, why would you? Let me tell you something. When anybody come and see me at the hotel, when people come and see me at that hotel, you have to have an ID. Okay? Number one. And what they do is where I go, when the lady comes in, the friend or the guest that I'm having, They take their ID out, and the front desk have a special scanner that they scan the ID, okay, and it feeds into a computer, and it prints the paper out, and there's a consent that they have to sign. So those are like layers of protection that protect you. But a lot of these guys, they get these Airbnbs, and they get on Tinder, and they don't know nothing about these girls, and they rush these girls up into their room. But you can look at a girl and tell that if she's look kind of like young like that, I'd be like, nah, no, thank you. Nope. Yeah, the life is doing well. Marcus. Yeah, the life is doing good. This is the best. This is the best I ever seen in life like this. This what makes me want to, keep doing this. Now the life is growing. Now the new Star Trek, as they are woke. I don't like that new Star Trek, man. It's stupid. I can't even get into it. They ruined just like they ruined Sosua. You see, Sosua is ruined. They ruined Star Trek too. Yeah, you saw that movie too. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Arizona. Yeah. The people are just freaky and nasty. You got a mental problem when you have to do that. You got mental issues. And to me, that's not worth my, you know what? Let me tell you something. I enjoy my freedom. Man. I'm 60 years old, man. Shoot, I only have maybe 15, hopefully 20 years left to live. And who want to spend the rest of their life in prison? Not me. I don't want to spend the rest of my life in prison. No, it's not worth it. Old guys especially, yeah, and they come from different places too. They come from America, they come from Israel, they come from all over the world doing this stuff over there in Colombia. Yeah, they tell me, when I go down there, they tell me everything. Video not working. What's up? Wait a minute, you said the video not working? I don't understand. Yeah, the video's working, yeah. This is the video right here. Yeah, this is the old Sosua. This is what you used to see when you go to Sosua, but you're not going to see that anymore. Is Cambodia a good country to visit? I'm not for sure, brother. I'm not for sure if Cambodia is a good place to visit or not. I am not for sure. Yeah, this is the old Sosua. They Tony, I came over here to show so thank you. And you are to feel solid, you feel without Pookie. No, this is, let me tell you about this channel. This is a non-troll channel. I don't allow no trolling in this channel. This is a troll-free channel. I give you the truth. And I give you geopolitics and economics and let you know what's going on in the world. We talked about Medicaid, how it's going to affect a lot of people, how it's going to affect you, how it's going to affect some of y'all have grandmas, aunties and stuff that's probably on Medicaid. Or you may have kids that's on Medicaid. Because, matter of fact, let me tell you what happened to me. My nephew, I'm not going to mention his name or anything, but he suffers from a condition. I'm not going to put his condition, but he suffers from an illness, right? That he has to have medication. Out of nowhere, they cut his Medicaid. And the medication that he has is extremely, extremely expensive. Very expensive medication. And he got very sick and had to be hospitalized because he could not afford to get it. He didn't tell me about this because I would have gave him the money to buy his medication. That's my nephew. But then he finally told me, he said, oh, guess what, Tony? I'm like, what? He said, Uncle Tony. I said, what? They cut my Medicaid off. So him and his mom had to fight to get him back on Medicaid so he can get his medication. So what people are going to realize pretty soon, that they are going to go to the doctor's office and realize that they don't have no insurance. Or you may go to the hospital to have a procedure and they put the insurance information in, and guess what? They may not do your surgery because you don't have medical insurance. That's what's going to happen to a lot of people. That's what's going to happen to a lot of people. They're going to wake up one day and they're not going to have no insurance. I know they're saying that they're trying to, say, well, it's too much fraud, too much. No, that's not true. Because as a matter of fact, you know what? In order to be eligible for Medicare, now I'm not saying that there isn't any fraud in it, but let me tell you this. Medicaid they usually filter out fraud because you have to qualify for Medicaid. It's a process that you have to go through before you be eligible for Medicaid. Okay? Okay, yeah. What's up, A? What's up, A? What's up, A? Ate his bag. Now late again. Hey, it's so good to see you again, brother. Yeah, everybody hit that like button, please. Like, and subscribe. Thank you. I enjoy life exactly. I did find Santo Domingo and San Diego. Yeah, those are very beautiful places. But I'm on my way back to Colombia in September. I was going to go to Punta Cana with this girl. I was supposed to meet. I was going to. Oh, Willie Brown is in the house. Willie Brown, what's up, man? Thank you very much. This guy always supports me, man. Willie Brown was just talking about Medicaid and talking about Social Security. They're talking about it's going to be insolvent in 2030. Because they said it's not enough people paying into the Medicaid system. So so it look like we're going to be in for a challenge, Willie Brown. Willie Brown, thank you very much, man, for the super chat. Thank you very, very, very much. And thank you for the last super chat too, Willie Brown. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Arizona. Thank you also for the super chat. Yeah, this will help the expenses with this. You guys, if y'all can make a sacrifice, a love offering, that'd be appreciated. Because unfortunately, I told you guys, Willie Brown, I told them that this system that I'm using right now is called StreamYard, which is a very good system because I can play videos. I can do so many things, but they went up on their subscription. It used to be $24 a month. They sent me a bill saying they increased it to $44 a month. I said, you got to be kidding me. StreamYard went up to $44? Oh my God. But everything is expensive. Everything is inflation. Thank you so much, Willie Brown. Thank you for all those super chats. And thank you for the Cash App too also. Guys enjoying shooting fish barrel down that Sosua office. This should go to Tijuana, Mexico. But did you hear about what happened in Tijuana too, Corn Williams? They had a riot there kicking gringos out. They didn't want gringos down there in Mexico. They had a riot, matter of fact. It was dangerous to go down there. Matter of fact, on my last live I did, I think it was it the last live? Yeah, the last live I did, I talked about the riot that they had down in Mexico because of gentrification. They said too many gringos. Too many gringos are coming down there taking their stuff. Okay. And they're treating them real bad too. Let me see. Well, let's see. Click those likes. Yeah, click those likes, guys. Please click those likes. Like and subscribe. Please do it. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Arizona. Point I'm making in Western countries are going down. Rest has an economic. Yes, they do. Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to talk about this on my next live about some of y'all probably don't want to hear this, but we're very close to World War III also. Because, see, well, I'm telling you guys, get your money together, and wherever it is you're going to go, you want to go. You better go there now. Because there's going to come a time that nobody's going nowhere. Matter of fact, I just found out that you no longer can take a flight from New York to Paris now. You can't. You can't do it now. Well, there's a lot of people infected there all coming from anyway, not just from the source. They love to learn Spanish. Yeah, you should learn Spanish. Spanish is a must. Let me see what else here. I heard that another YouTuber in France, pattern westernizing countries. Yeah. But you know what? It's gonna be hard to, they're shutting down. There's a lot of changes that's going on in the world. Matter of fact, they are closing down a lot of embassies too. A lot of embassies are closing. They're getting ready for something. I was just in Tijuana last week. Yeah, that's when it happened, actually. I'm surprised that you didn't get any flack from the Mexicans because they wanted all the gringos to go. And I talked about that on my last, on the last live that I did. Yeah, it was dangerous. Yeah, it was. They was destroying buildings. They say that the gringos are taking over. They can't afford rent. So, and they did the same thing in Colombia. They was putting these signs. They was putting these signs up on the billboards, and saying "Gringo, go home." Yeah. Yep, they got new investors. Right. They got new investors. Yeah, they're building something in Sosua. So a lot of it has to do with money too. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you this video again on what happened in Sosua.
Mira cómo dejaron las pensiones, nena, mira. Todas. Se me robaron el dinero, se me robaron la cartera Michael, se me robaron un conjunto, tarjeta de crédito, ya tú sabes todo.
Miren cómo están, miren, le están echando gas pimienta a las mujeres. Esto es un atropello y un abuso que están cometiendo aquí.
Mire, yo traigo el celular y de todo.
¡Se armó! ¡Qué azul! ¡Iri! Dios mío, Señor.
Sosua is gone. I don't know. You can still go to Sosua, but I heard that Punta Cana, you could really get some good action there too. That's why I was going to go. Me and this girl was going to meet each other in Punta Cana. I had got an Airbnb that was going to spend a week together, but she turned out to be a fraud. So I said, let me go back to Colombia where I'm loved. I love Colombia. I love Medellin, man. I love that environment. They treat me so good down there. And then I'm going to be doing some content down there too. And I'm going to do some live streams with Barbie. You guys going to meet Barbie for the first time. Yeah, that's true, right? Absolutely. Let's see, what else? Visit with no respect, engaged in sex trafficking, don't go. Nope, don't go. Says a prime real estate. Yeah, Matt Smith, how you doing, man? Welcome to the channel too. Man, that's a lot of new people on the channel. Wow, this is great. This is great. A lot of new people. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Wow, I can't believe it. Lots of new people. In November, they tore down the benchfront kiosk. They were building new stuff. Yeah, they are building a lot of. I did hear a lot of new infrastructure has been built in Dominican Republic. Matter of fact, y'all know Vin Diesel, the actor. I think he was investing in some real estate down in the Dominican Republic. Matter of fact, he was there last year, I think. You know, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that's true. Darren, how you doing, sir? I'm gonna sit back a little bit. My back is bothering me just a tad bit. Sitting up in this chair. Oh boy. Yeah, let's see. Puerto Plata. Yeah, I missed my chance going to Puerto Plata. Since it was kind of dry there. The center of town, I realized its weakness. It's a weekend town. Yeah. Puerto Plata is a really nice place to visit too. Absolutely, y'all. So, let's see, Matt Smith. Hi, Matt Smith. How you? Wow, there's a lot of new people on this live. My goodness. I didn't find prostitution in my face in Sosua. I go to bed. He said, I go to bed early. Perhaps I missed it. Going back in January. Okay. Hey, Matt Smith, welcome to my channel, man. I appreciate you for coming on, man, supporting me. Everybody on this channel is special. I'm going to remember. You know what? I'm going to tell you this. I don't care how big this channel gets. I don't care how big it gets. I'm never going to forget you guys, man. I'm going to know each one of you individually. You know, I remember people, you know what, I supported people when they first started off. I'm not going to tell you their names, but they're some of the biggest YouTubers out there. And one of them got over $600,000. I remember this one YouTuber. I remember when he started, he only had 5,000 subscribers. You know, and I used to support him. I used to talk to him. And now he's up to 500,000, maybe 600,000 subscribers. Don't even remember who I am. If I went on his platform today, he wouldn't even know me. And I remember when he started, when he first started. But you know, that doesn't, you know, money and fame doesn't affect me that way. Whether I have 1 million subscribers on here or 1,000, I'm going to remember every last person on this channel that supported me. I guarantee you that. Because most of you all that comment on my videos, I always comment back. I do. Bros where they but quality was just okay in Sosua. I got crazy numbers there. Yeah. There were pros there though, yeah. But I think Colombia has the best though, me personally. They seem to be much more polished to me. Let's see, enjoy the life not being in Guadalajara as yet. Might have to add to the list. Already did to Tijuana. You know what, Corn? Well, I've never been to Mexico. I'm gonna have to check out Mexico one day. I've never been there before, but I got so spoiled with Colombia. I don't know why. I just think Colombia has probably the most beautiful women in the world. To me, they do. To me, they just seem to be more polished. To me, They seem to be more attractive to me. It's just something about them. You know, they just I can't really explain it, but they, you know, when I go out, like sometimes I would have a female over and we would get dressed to get, you know, get ready to go out, maybe out, get something to eat or something like that. Those Colombian women, they put a lot of efforts into their appearance. They put a lot of effort into their appearance. Yeah, that's true, Marcus. Yep, absolutely. The boat snorkeling excursion from Sosua to Puerto Plata. Yeah. That seemed like that would be nice. But you know what? I heard Santo Domingo has a lot of beautiful girls too. Scary Cartagena, Bolivia, Colombia has nice ladies. Went on a Halloween weekend. You know what? I did too. You know what? Hey, I did go to Colombia on Halloween, but it rained the whole time. It rained the whole time. It just kept raining. So I couldn't even go to the, I was going to go to Provenza for a Halloween party. And on Halloween, it just rained, it rained me out. So I was really disappointed that I couldn't go to Provenza to see the girls in their costumes. So that's the reason why that I went on Halloween. But I'm going in September though. Yeah, I'm going in September. I'll be down there in September. You know. But I won't make it for Halloween this time. Maybe the next year I'll go for Halloween. I agree, Tony Colombian Pacific Managing has some. Yeah, man. Yeah, they have. Those girls are very, very, very polished. They're polished, man. It's like for example, when I had my company, man, I had one beautiful Colombian girl sit on my lap, and her hair was just so silky. It was just so soft, and it just smelled like I don't know. It had like a sweet milky smell. I mean, just it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. Soft skin, you know, very feminine. You know, I like women that are feminine, extremely feminine. I don't like, you know, hardcore type of female. I like women. I like ladies. That's what I like. I like ladies. Because I'm believe it or not, I'm an OG. And most OGs are very romantic. I throw my little music on. And I just serenade them, man. They love it. Matt Smith, probably because he went and was 10% of what he used to be. And back in the day. Used to be back in the day. Yeah, you're right. Yes, sir. Let's see. Colombian and Venezuelan winers are way more classy than the rest of the Latin American women. Sosua is trashy. Yeah, Sosua, you know, I'm not going to talk about them. I'm not going to troll on them. But I didn't see really, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. People have been trying to tell me, you need to go to the Dominican Republic. You need to go to Sosua. I never really seen nothing in Sosua I really wanted, though. I seen things in Brazil, but I didn't see anything in Sosua. I don't know. They just didn't pull me that way. But Colombia, oh man, oh my gosh. Every time I go there and come back, I want to cry. I'm going to, and then when I met Barbie, oh my goodness. That was it. That was it. And I showed you guys pictures of Barbie before. Man, she came to visit me at the resort. Let me tell you about Barbie. Let me see if I can find a picture. Some of you guys here I know. Hold on, let me make sure I get all these. Santo Domingo is a gold mine, but you need to know where to go. The locals do not want bookies ruining it. Santo Domingo is my favorite spot. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've heard good things about Santo. You know, I was looking, I'm going to be honest with you. I was looking forward to going to the Dominican Republic and have a weekend with that. I mean, have a vacation with the Dominican girl. But then she started coming out with some really goofy stuff, like sending me pictures of her stove. Talking about she need to get her stove fixed. You know, talking about that she was tired of buying things outside of her house. You know, buying from vendors and stuff. Wanted me to pay to get her stove fixed. I know she was full of it then. I was like, you know what? That's all right. Did I hear that the DR do it rough again against the Haitians? I don't want to walk around being up in a certain town in the DR. Yeah, I hear you. That's another thing that kind of made me nervous too, because by me being of dark complexion, they may think that I'm Haitian, you know, but I've heard people never, that very rarely happens though. Let me see Sosua again. Was okay. I thought when looking in the part, I felt like I had to do stuff to find some good stuff. Yeah. I just don't really, but you know, the landscaping in Dominican Republic, with the beaches, is off the chain. I do admit that they do have some very beautiful beaches, but the women just really didn't. I wasn't really attracted to them very strongly, like I am to the women in Colombia. Cartagena was a blast. I still talk and joke about it being scary. We'll never forget it. Yeah, and also they don't like you filming in Cartagena too. They don't like you filming in Cartagena. And I heard they cracking down on Cartagena too, because they cracking down in Sosua just like they already been cracking down in Cartagena. They don't want you down there filming, guys. Santo Domingo has some dangerous areas out there too. I'm sure it probably does. RTC, I went to Cabernet 2 times. I just enjoy Sosua more. Enjoy flips. Okay. Walk on the beach. Buy from Bob Barker. Really enjoyed it. You say Bob Barker. Welcome to The Price is Right. I wasn't approached for a good time. That's good. That's good, man. Matt, it's so good to have you on this channel. So do you know a deal you don't deserve to be appreciated only for what you do? Let's see, Tony, you know the deal you don't deserve to be appreciated only for what you do. Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Marcus. When they start sending you pictures of stuff like they need, then it's time. Yeah, it's time to end it. Yep. Because it never stops. It never stops. If you meet a girl and the first thing she says that she needs you to buy some food or need you to, or send some money for some bills, kick her to the curb, because it's not going to work out. DR is closed and comfortable for me to travel to. Been there a few times. Okay, Steve, welcome. Good to see you too, brother. But Colombia is a whole, yeah, it is. Colombia is a different level. I fell in love in Colombia. You have to be more careful, but the rest of the rewards is worth it. Yeah. If let me tell you something about Colombia. Let me tell you about Colombia. If you know how to move down there, you'll do fine. You'll do fine. Just don't make yourself a target. I've had no needs to film. In fact, that I was there, I hid my camera because I didn't want anyone pickpocketing my iPhone. Yeah, Colombia, I would not recommend bringing an iPhone in Colombia. Do not do that. Do not bring an iPhone to Colombia. Don't do it. Tony, did you hear about a new entertainment arena being built? Yes, I heard that. And guess who's building a lot of infrastructure in Medellin and Colombia, period? It's the Chinese. The American influence is dwindling around the world. The BRICS countries are coming up. We're going to talk about that more on the next live too. But Cartagena is scary, Colombia, yeah. Matt, okay, that's cool. I just wanted to water down from how it was 10 to 15 years ago. Yeah, absolutely. Manipulation, end of story. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Let's see what we got here. Matt, I'm scared of Colombia. Don't be scared of Colombia. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. I do consultations on about Colombia and the romance tour. So anybody that wants a romance tour, I do them for only $20 an hour. You get a lot of information about Colombia if you have a conversation with me. And believe me, there's some things that I cannot say on this live, but I can tell you in consultation. So any of you have any plans on going to Medellin, going to Montesalas, going to Barranquilla, please let me know. I'm not trying to be negative, but the Dominican Republic has some deceitful women out there. She was very deceitful. I'm glad, that's why I have to, you have to, one thing you have to, I'm sorry. One thing you have to do, you have to learn how to vet these women. You have to learn how to vet them. Okay? You got to learn how to vet these women. Because some of them they're very slick. South American women are very slick. And they're very good at it too. Colombians too, they're very good at it. Matt Smith, this is why I have a slogan. Colombia is scarier. Colombia lots to laugh. Now, just be careful when you go. Yeah, just be careful. Just be careful. Don't bring if you don't bring no attention to yourself, you'll be okay. No jewelry, no rings, no $1,500, $2,000 iPhones. Just blend in. That's what I do. I blend in when I go. I blend in every time I go. The police came to the restaurant while I was eating dinner. They was getting out all the females. Yep, there you go. The police came into the restaurant while I was eating dinner, and they were getting out all the females. Yep. See, they get tired. See, what's happening is they tired of this ass trafficking. They tired of it. They're tired of it. They say, you know what? Y'all not going to come down here and make a mockery of our country. We tired of it. We don't want that type of tourism down here. Good person makes a good friend. Good person makes a good partner. It doesn't matter what their interests are, and it doesn't matter how long you know them. Yeah, that's true. It's beautiful. Colombia is a very beautiful place. I think the landscaping, like when you're on your way from the airport, from the San Jose airport, when you're driving through the countryside, it's just the landscaping. It's just awesome. And every morning, when I get up, the place that I stay is facing the mountains. So it's like when I get up in the morning, when I walk outside, in the morning, you can see the clouds on top of the mountains in Colombia, in Medellin especially. I didn't see very many mountains in Barranquilla, but I did see them in Medellin, and it's beautiful. And the women, man, let me tell you all this. I met this female. I saw this. It was this female that worked as she was a maintenance worker that she helped maintain the swimming pool, right? And they have breakfast on the patio every morning. It's a buffet style breakfast. So, I come down from my room, I go to the buffet, they have this beautiful breakfast and everything for you, And man, oh man, whoa, God. The maintenance girl that was, she had the net that was cleaning. She'd go around the pool and have this large net that she would get all the leaves and stuff. They get into the smoke. Man, this girl was freaking slamming. Whoa. Whew. That's great advice, Tony. There saying in Colombian, no papaya. Basically means don't make yourself a target. Don't give a person reason to do anything to right. Absolutely. Because my thing is, if I blend in with everybody else, why would they want me? What out of all the people that's around me, the person over there, person over there, person over there, why would the robbers skip all of them and come to me? Why rob me? Yeah, Barranquilla is a nice place. Yeah. It's very hot there too, man. It's super hot. Yeah. Let's see. But she was a good person. That's the question. But was she a good person? Yeah. Sosua Davis. Okay, I stayed in the No Garden Hotel. Had a red snapper with the yellow rice. Very good. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. At the resort I stayed, they have fresh fruit, mango fruit, watermelon. They have all these different types of meat and stuff, and it was really good. But that maintenance girl, man, she was super hot, man. Whew. I couldn't stop staring. I was like, wow. But they say that the workers at the hotel cannot interact with the with the tourists or with the customers. Because I asked about it. I said, who's that? What's that? I was going to try to maybe holler at her or something, maybe right out to dinner or something. You can't even trust your Uber driver taking you from airport. Imagine getting robbed within minutes of right. Yeah, that happens. Yeah, it happens a lot. Yeah, they will rob you, man. If they see something of value, they will do it. But you know what? The Uber driver's been the best. I've never ever had any problems with the Uber drivers. Go over live, Tony. You just made a video on that not too long ago about the Uber drivers being untrustworthy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but not all of them. Most of the Uber drivers are really nice, though. I haven't had too many problems with them. Most of them, like there are some bad ones out there, but I never ran into a bad Uber driver in Colombia. And of course, I don't make myself a target. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here with a big, gold watch on with, with a Rolex watch and with a big, thick gold necklace and, no. I dress just like the Colombians dress. I wear a pair of jogging pants maybe and a regular shirt, a sports shirt, a soccer shirt. No kind of food is delicious. Yeah. Let's see. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Like, subscribe, man. Please do. I want to check out her Austin stand, which is Nairobi, Kenya. Also, Tokyo, Japan as well. Yeah. Let's see. Want to go back to Thailand. I'm falling in love with Thailand. I want to go back. Yeah, Thailand is beautiful. Or Aqua Ghana. Wow. Okay. I heard a lot of complaints about Ghana, but I never been there before, so. Tony, you almost got robbed via camera. Remember that? Yeah. I thought he was going to rob me for that camera, boy. That was scary. I had a GoPro. I was doing some landscaping. I was on the way back to the airport. And man, this cab driver was really staring at that camera, man. He kept asking me about how much it was worth. And I was like, oh my God, I'm about to get robbed. But I convinced him that the camera was worthless, so I'll never do that again. Yeah, real digital. You know what, matter of fact, guys, I've been talking to a female from Brazil. She contacted me on Instagram. Me and her been talking. Beautiful woman. Marcus, my last Uber driver was sketchy. Dude tried to scam me during the ride. Then he tried to make an unauthorized stop. Oh, wow. Hey, Cole, this happened to you in Colombia? I visit Africa and I want to try Liberia. Hey, that sounds like a winner, brother. Okay, Cornwall Live is taking my head. Yeah. Well, guys, you know what? Hey, man, I want to appreciate everybody for being on this live tonight. This was a really awesome live. I'm getting ready to get off. Yeah, it was. It was a cool chat, man. Everybody, welcome back, man. Everybody, welcome back. I'm going to see you guys next week. I'm going to be putting out some more content. We're going to talk about this crypto thing that Trump is talking about. I enjoyed it. This was a good live. Excellent live. It was a good live, man. Excellent live, you guys. Yep, so like I said, like, subscribe. If you guys want to leave a donation, a love offering, it would really be appreciated. You can leave it, on, how you want to do it, or you can do a cash up, whatever. That would really help me. Yeah, I apologize about StreamYard, man. Oh my God. I can't believe they went up so high on the price. Tony, yes, this Uber incident happened in Cartagena. Wow. Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, but always remember, guys, you got to be aware of your surroundings. Always be aware of your surroundings. And one thing I like about Uber, though, the good thing is it always look at the license plate, you know what I'm saying, of the car. It went up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, StreamYard went up. Yeah, it did. But always be aware of your surroundings. One thing I like about Uber is that before the vehicle comes to you, it gives you the license plate number on your Uber receipt, on your notification, your confirmation. It gives you the make of the car and everything. It gives you the license plate number, so that makes it even more secure. But so far, I never had no problems with. I haven't seen anybody with the Uruguay. Only person I know was there was Austin Holloman, but I never heard of anybody else going to Uruguay. But that's not a good place to go to. Yeah, it went up. Yeah, it went up, man. It went up a lot. I mean, from $24 to $44. That's a big jump. Yep. I went to the yellow cab when I went to the yellow. Yeah, I don't do cabs. I do not mess with those damn cabs. I want to try Chile, even though it's a lot of people who are leaving. Yeah. Let me see. Wow, you guys are still hitting it, boy. Let me see. Uruguay's off the list. Yeah, it's expensive. I heard Uruguay is very expensive. Let me tell you this. If things work out between me and this young lady I've been talking to, Brazil would be my next destination. Brazil will be my next destination if this thing with this girl works out. So far, she seems to be she's very beautiful too. She's real. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do is on the next live, I'm going to put her on here. I'm going to show you some pictures and videos. All right, guys. All right. Thank you very much for jumping on the live. This has been a great live. And no doubt, make sure you hit that like button, like, subscribe. I love every last one of you guys. Thank you very much and be safe out there and always be aware of your surroundings. Okay? We'll talk about it, Chris, on Instagram. We'll talk about it. Well, you guys really want to talk, yeah. But okay, I'm going to get off this live and get something to eat and get ready for work tomorrow morning. Peace out, brothers and sisters. Thank y'all. Peace.